Welcome back to the North American Star League Season 3, Week 3, Division Number 1. I don't know if you guys can hear that countdown timer, but the game is beginning. HayprO versus Zenio, game number 2. We saw Hayter basically take the advantage
Stop
early.
hating, Hayter.
Look at me now, Hayter.
Look at me now, Hayter.
Man, we haven't talked about Rihanna at all today.
I don't even want to say it no more. Wow. You know, this is why he's playing so good, Ben.
Because she had a new video pop out.
Yes. New video.
It makes perfect sense.
Of Rihanna and Drake. The song is Take Care. And I think it's a really good song. Even though normally I'm not too much of the super cheesy R&B songs, even though I kind of like them. It's like one of the things. I don't really want to like them, Ben, but then they start to grow on me. But this one I found really good straight away. And of course, if you guys were not aware of this yet, HayprO is the biggest Rihanna fan in this universe.
That's right.
One day they will marry and have beautiful kids. And those kids are going to thank us one day for
allowing them to come into existence.
Yes.
We have to make this happen.
Yes.
We have to get HayprO a date with Rihanna.
Once upon a time. This is going to happen, man.
What do you think HayprO would do if like somebody knocked on his door and he opened it and it was Rihanna?
He
with
would
like a rose.
He would scream.
Like,
he would scream.
Don't you want to take me to dinner, HayprO?
I actually think he would faint. That's how much. There are two things that HayprO really lost. One is Rihanna and the second is Nicolas Cage. You know, once we were chilling.
Wow, that's almost as strange as you liking Tom Cruise.
HayprO was at our apartment in Germany, and I meant the Muslim and me when we used to live together. And HayprO was there as well because he spent one evening with us before he would fly the next morning. And we were watching a movie with Nicolas Cage, and then just out of the Muslim said something like, "Man, Nicolas Cage is really good," and just out of nowhere, HayprO said with his really quiet voice, he's like, "Yeah, Nicolas Cage is kind of like the perfect man." And we started laughing so hard. We were like, what the hell, Hayter? Where did this come from? We thought it was so funny.
Nicolas Cage is kind of a boss.
He's cool.
He's done some cool
I
things.
think he's badass.
I like the yearbook photo of Nicolas Cage that says, "One day I will steal the Declaration of Independence," and then he goes on to get famous and makes a movie about stealing the Declaration of Independence.
That's pretty badass.
That's an ambitious man. Says what he wants and goes and does it.
Okay, forgot to introduce our players. So of course, HayprO is our red Zerg spawning in the left bottom side of the map, and Zenio is our teal Zerg spawning in the right top side of the map. The score is 1-0 for HayprO. For the people who just tuned in, you missed a pretty cool ZVZ between these two guys. Definitely worth checking the VODs.
Yep. This time, more similar builds as both players have gone hatch first, adding those gases immediately after. This is basically the ZVZ metagame right now. Either speedling into expand, or speedling baneling into expand, or fast expand into speedling baneling. Basically the way things have been going. There were some roach styles that were popular for a while, but they're getting really punished by these mass ling and even muta styles that have come to exist in today's metagame. Yeah,
we were kind of talking about this because NASL used to be one of the premier Zerg players in Europe. Well, of course he still is, but certainly ZVZ, he was a real absolute expert and had a really nice win record for quite a while. But lately he's been taking some surprising ZVZ losses, like against his country fellow Tifo, and I think he lost against Slivko as well, or I might be mixing up Slivko right now with someone else, but yeah, NASL has been losing more in ZVZ than he used to.
Yeah, even at DreamHack over this past weekend, he got knocked out by the Korean player Monster, and I think it was there in the top 4. I mean, it's just there's no shame at all in getting knocked out in the round of 8 or the round of 4, especially to a top-level Korean player, but I have to feel like in yesterday's metagame, NASL would have probably won that series. In today's metagame, he's definitely struggling.
Yeah, I remember a lot of the top Zergs in Europe complaining about NASL stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, look at the
this
timing.
This is so stupid. He always kills me.
Look at the timing of the baning nest, man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're just identical builds.
Exactly, like exactly on the spot. So both players playing the exact same thing. But yeah, Dimaga shows also some frustration with NASL ZVZ style in China back then, into the Intex Masters Global Challenge in Guangzhou. Said he wasn't very pleased with the way NASL played. But that's always the biggest compliment you can get as a player, when other people are frustrated about your style.
It's just funny the way Dimaga says stuff like that, because sometimes he's like, Dimaga's a super sweet guy, but sometimes he just gets mad.
Yeah, no, Dimaga is really mad.
And this is like Hasuob's levels of mad, which is really, really mad.
Yes. Not many people are as mad as Hasuob's these days, but Dima can get that mad.
Did you ask Hasu why he's mad all the time?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He just grinned and he said, "No, I'm not mad. I'm just like, I keep telling people to stop making the same mistakes and they keep doing it." And then he's referring to tournament organizers. And he's like, "Yeah, it's a big deal. I even sent them an email about it and now they still make the same mistake." It's like, it's unacceptable. And he's really mad. I was like, "Hasu, man, you need to chill." And then he just smiles.
Hasu's a lot like Letod in that way.
Yeah.
Letod's like, "Fix the air conditioning or I don't play." And then he forfeits $2 grand because they didn't fix the air conditioning.
And gets banned for the upcoming 3 years.
So we just saw HayprO get a nice little look through Zenio's base. Says, hey, you're doing pretty much what I'm doing. If you look at the way this game looks, it is just
exactly the same.
Exact drone counts. The only reason that the Zergling counts are any different is because we just saw a few Lings run around and die, and 4 more Banelings being made on Zenio's side of the map than on HayprO's. But Spinecrawler's there, Queens are there, just very, very evenly matched right now.
This is the first real big change. So Zenio is getting a Roach farm, but he's also going for a couple of offensive Banelings. HayprO seems so well prepared, so I actually would be surprised if Zenio really commits to this.
Yeah, if he commits to this, I think it's a big mistake. Yeah. So often when you see these kinds of games, it comes down to who attacks first, and it usually favors the defender.
I think he just wants to scare HayprO, and he's like, all right, man, you go make those extra Zerglings, make those extra Banelings, because I'm getting a Roach warren. So I think that was the underlying thought there for Zenio.
HayprO, meanwhile, is...
Whoa! If you would have had X. If you would have hit X.
If you would have just been on attack move, that would have been brutal for HayprO, but lucky for him, didn't go down that way.
Here come 2 Banelings for HayprO.
2 Banelings would be a great trade for 5 Banelings. Single Zergling getting sectioned out there. Zenio
that poor Zergling.
Full retreat.
That Zergling tried, man. He really did.
Yeah, he just wanted to please the Overmind, but didn't work out this time. HayprO taking a fast third base behind this, and it's going to be a
love how these 2 players are controlling this so far. That's really absolute top-notch control. Neither of them is screwing up so far. Now HayprO is just going to try to make something, and well, he gets 4 or 5 Zerglings. More importantly, he saw the Roaches, so he knows that the Roach production is rolling for Zenio right now.
Now, the thing that HayprO is doing differently, well, aside from getting an Overlord picked off there, is that he has delayed his layer in favor of the fast third. And if Zenio really goes for some kind of aggressive push, he's got a handful of Roaches out already and more in production, so I think he will, in fact, commit to some kind of aggression. This is going to be pretty tough for HayprO to hold. He's just now starting Roach production of his own, also just now starting a layer of his own.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. This looks really promising. He did force a cancel over here on that hatchery on the top side of the map.
And if this is how you buy yourself time, you keep those Lings in your opponent's face, and you just make him say, all right, if you move out, I'm going to punish it. And we can see that it's maybe taken the legs out from under Zenio's push a little bit. It's definitely slowed him down. If we look at the units tab, it's 10 Roaches to 4, but HayprO's got a lot of Roaches in production, and by the time Zenio shows up, it's going to be a pretty close fight.
Yeah, of course, but speed can be such a big issue, and I think that's going to be the biggest problem for the HayprO. As you mentioned, man, HayprO is going to try to once again force a cancel on this third base over here, but this time Zenio is not going to retreat with everything, so we're going to see an interesting fight. 12 more Roaches on the way for HayprO. Let's take a look at this hatch real quick. Will it fall?
I think it might fall. It's going to take a lot of damage, and it does go down. Well played there by HayprO. At the same time, he's fighting at his front. He's outnumbered, though, and that's not what you really want. HayprO should probably try to back up to his Spinecrawler. Well, maybe I've spoken too soon as reinforcements do pull out, and Zenio is forced to back up at least for now. So HayprO's managed to secure, maybe not secure, but he's managed to complete this third base.
Yeah, but the big problem is right now, the speed Roaches make their way over across the map really, really quick. So Zenio is going to be able to reinforce his little army, and this is actually a scary Roach count for Zenio right now. He's at 21 Roaches against only 13 Roaches right now for HayprO.
And 17 Roaches are in production for HayprO if they pop out.
They're so slow, man. These Roaches are so slow.
They need the creep highway. Really, HayprO just should drop creep with those Overlords. Finally, that's what he starts to do.
Well, if HayprO keeps this base alive, I'll be really impressed.
Well, he might. It's 26 Roaches to 22.
Spinecrawler coming in as well.
Speed advantage is a big deal, but so many reinforcements coming out for HayprO. That Spinecrawler can't root, though. It's getting the best with. Oh, and this time Zenio's got Burrow on time. HayprO really needs to start an Overseer, and he needs to do it now.
Yep, that's what he's doing. He's doing it right above all these Roaches. How many Roaches do we have here for Zenio? Not as many as HayprO has over here, I think. So I think this is going to turn out really well for HayprO.
Oh, I think so, too, as a lot of units do fall here. Banelings never even getting involved in the fight. And once again, HayprO, 57 drones to 47. So he's got the worker lead. His third base is up. Zenio still hasn't completed his own third. Just now it's going to finish. And Hayter, dude,
Hayter,
when did he get so good? He's always been so good. He's always been one of the most underrated players in the foreign scene, and he is showing us exactly why.
Really impressive hold. I thought that was going to be so hard without speed, and Zenio having more Roaches at first. I felt it was going to be almost impossible for HayprO to keep the base alive. Maybe Zenio was a little bit indecisive. Then again, if he goes up the ramp and he can't get out, he's going to lose a ton of Roaches. So it's a lot easier speaking hindsight once more. So I can imagine that he just... Well, I can understand that he just just didn't run up that ramp like a wild lunatic, basically, or like a madman. But still, maybe he should have just gone for it, because right now he kind of gave HayprO the time to stabilize, which is exactly what HayprO really needed.
Small timing does exist for Zenio right now, as he does have infestors popping out. So if he could make one big concentrated push with some really good fungals, that might be able to turn things around. But ew, if he doesn't do something fast, and he is badly supply blocked, by the way.
Within 30 seconds, HayprO is going to start his
within 30 seconds, HayprO is going to be maxed, Kev.
Okay. I just want to say start his infestor production. Sorry, Ben.
That's also true, as that pathogen glands upgrade is on the way. At 31 of 80 is when you want to start making your infestors. The energy upgrade will finish immediately after.
I like this. HayprO just peeks in with the Overlord, even in this phase of the game, because he wants to see how many drones are there really. Am I actually doing as good economically as I think I am? Yes, HayprO, you are.
You're as good and better even. And there we go. Infestors being built just as you predicted, Kev. And I also suspect to see HayprO maxing out with his next production cycle. Hayter, even going to take a look into the main base and see, okay, is there anything surprising here? No, it's just the lair. No, it's just more roaches and infestors being built. So HayprO should be very happy with this.
Well, I really like that even in this phase of the game, that he's still sacrificing Overlords trying to get that scout off. I think it would have made more sense if he would have more fun into an Overseer and then get a better scout off, but still, it's a really good job. And he makes sure that he doesn't suddenly face 20 Mutalisks.
It will be +2 roaches to +2 roaches. Honestly, this game's kind of going to hit that stalemate point, as the roach numbers are comparable. The infestor numbers, well, fairly comparable. 56 to 36 is the roach count.
He almost doubles the roach.
But the thing is, when you fight with infestors, when you fight in chokes, it's not army supply that matters that much. It's the way that you engage and how the fungals come down.
I love this timing once more by HayprO. He is maxed out and he just goes for straight. Look at all those infestors.
Not where you want to fight from.
Look at all those infestors. Imagine if you would have fungled the infestors of Zenio. Zenio is kind of wasting fungals right now.
Yeah, I'm not
this
sure.
one is better, but
I like how that's going down. We are going to get a little bit of a fight right now, but both these guys just kind of playing cat and mouse, as they know how volatile this fight could be. And HayprO is going to push forward, lands the big fungal on top of Zenio's infestors. Zenio infestors
not getting them anymore.
Take some damage, but not that much. Oh, look at HayprO coming up from underneath with a nice flank. Zenio forced to fall back to his spine crawlers.
Yeah, but with those spine crawlers, he should be fine, though.
A nice fungal.
And that's a really nice fungal. Well, Zenio is doing this really well so far, but look at the production depth. 33 roaches on the way, but he might end up losing everything.
And the roaches really need to get up in here to start adding their damage to this fight. Zenio, why don't you just fight with your roaches, man? Finally, he gets a nice engagement. HayprO's trapped. It's a trap, HayprO.
HayprO ends up losing almost anything. Talking about fungals, those first 3 fungals from Zenio were perhaps a little bit questionable, but maybe he just did it all to improve his position, because after that he landed some superb fungals.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we were talking about. Late game ZVZ is not about who has the better macro. Late game ZVZ is about who gets the better fungals and who gets the better engagement.
He's been adding a lot of Hydralisk. He has 14 Hydras on the map right now.
Banelings infestors, that would be bad. Yeah, Hydras also add another huge... Man, these Banelings, are these Zenio's Banelings?
Yes.
Okay, I was so scared. I was like, what's going on? All right, so anyway, yeah, the Hydras add a lot, especially if they can engage well.
Do you think HayprO will be able to keep this base alive?
Well, it looks like he just wants to threaten the counter, which is also...
It's
very doable.
It's going to be so risky, though.
How does Zenio respond to this?
Yeah.
HayprO's supply is all on the wrong side of the map, and Zenio's going to come all the way back home. Ooh.
HayprO's just going to split it up, and he's going to try to pick off hatcheries. Oh, HayprO is committing to this badly, though. I mean, he's going to deal a lot of damage, no doubt. He's going to pick up the Roach Warren, but he's also going to end up losing pretty much his entire army.
Yeah, the question becomes now, is Zenio going to be able to make a new army after HayprO's is all cleaned up? Because there's going to be damage taken. Already, HayprO's done a ton of damage in the natural. He's also working on that third base.
If he pulls this off, HayprO has the money. What is he waiting for, Ben?
Yeah, his macro is slipping terribly. 5,000 minerals, and he's not building anything at all.
Yes, that's one. That's 2.
Finally, Fungal goes down in the main base.
Layer. Wow.
Stays alive. It could have gone down. It might still. No, these roaches will be microed off to the side. And
now 34 roaches are in production. Still, I think that was pretty good. But I would have loved to see him actually picking up the layer.
It was good because Zenio lost so many hatchers. Now he can't just hit his hotkey and grab all of his larvae.
Look at the income. 160 minerals a minute. And now Zenio is going to try to counter, but HayprO is already remaxed. Wow. That was so risky, but he pulled it off like a boss. HayprO is playing so well right now.
Still not over, though, as the Roach Hydra army does better in a fight than a pure Roach army. It's 4 infestors to 8.
Yeah.
And still, I mean, that was a great move by HayprO, and he did some good damage, but the name of the game at this point is still the Fungals and still the engagement. So,
the name of the game, I like it, man. I like what you did there. I saw it.
A lot of spines going down now for HayprO as he's trying to burn through some of this huge stockpile of minerals he's got. As he's still up over 3,000 minerals, not really mining much gas. Well, I guess he's mining as much gas as he can, but he's not got much gas to spare. Wow. Zenio going to march forward with Roach Hydra. Going to be tough to break this Spinecrawler wall if it completes, but while it's building, this might be a good time to strike.
And HayprO is going to try to counter once more. We see on the minimap on the right side, but let's focus on the main fight.
Yeah, this is really the critical engagement right now. Roaches and Hydras pushing forward. They do so much damage. Spinecrawlers nearly complete. Good fungals by HayprO this time.
Oh, and this infestor has so much energy, but there's too much in front.
It's the supply of Zenio that's staying ahead, but again, HayprO going to do tons of damage. He's killed the layer. He's gonna continue pushing. Zenio has sent back some units to clean this up, which may be a mistake.
Amazing fungals by HayprO, but Zenio is up in supply a lot, though.
Yeah, it's I guess it's the Hydras, as the Roach count's pretty comparable. The Infestor count is identical. The drone count also pretty much the same. And man, HayprO just wants to run around and pick off hatcheries. Again, killing the natural. This time killed the macro hatch. And Zenio, for all of his economy and for all of his army, he only has 1 hatchery off of which to produce units. That's
but he has a lot of larvae.
More in the middle.
He has a lot of larvae.
He's got tons of larvae. 19 larvae just sitting unused right now. Most of it in its natural.
I think that actually went quite good for Zenio this time. I think HayprO has been overdoing it with the counter just a little bit.
Well, did he kill the Roach? No, the Roach one
he didn't kill the Roach one.
He did kill the layer, though, which...
Yeah, but for what does he really need a layer right now?
Well, it means that he can have a hive and Zenio can, but HayprO is really not economically able to do that. He just doesn't have the gas.
And there are only 2 infestors remaining for HayprO, and that's a really big blow, because he had so many. Does cancel that.
Oh, some drones going to get picked up in the middle of the map. Zenio going to march forward once again. Still maxed out is Zenio. He's been doing a good job of this, macroing very well. Needs to move those roaches forward, so he's fighting with everything. HayprO's got a much better engagement right now.
Yeah, the Spinecrawler is helping out a lot as well. Zenio doesn't have to fight over here. And Zeris is lagging.
Probably jumped up to get somebody's chair. Zenio is going to have to back up a little bit, 150 supply to 130, but it's HayprO with the superior positioning, really doing a great job buying time with these fungals, fuggling units in range of his Spinecrawler. Zenio's supply falling so fast. Look how good fungal is in these late game engagements.
Yeah, and those Spinecrawlers are helping out so much as well, and this is actually starting to get tough for Zenio right now. He did keep all of his infestors alive, but the reinforcements are streaming in for HayprO, but those Hydralisks are doing a really good job.
Yeah, they do tons of damage. The real thing that is going Zenio's way is his economy. He's outmining HayprO. Yeah, by a significant amount, and he's going to be able to remax. Well, maybe not remax, but he's going to be able to rebuild a little bit faster than HayprO.
Those overseers.
Yeah, who still hasn't managed to secure a 4th base. He's building a 4th base, but it's not up yet.
Big fight still going on. The Infested Terrans being spawned on either side, and this is kind of a fight that HayprO has to win. But I don't think he's going to be capable of doing so. Wow, what a 6 CVZ once more.
Yeah, action-packed game here on Antigua. HayprO forced to retreat once more. This time he doesn't have but a single Spinecrawler to fall back to.
It's getting so close. Army supply right now. Zenio has money. He has 1,100 minerals, but he's running so low on gas. And this time he did end up losing the Roach Horn because Creep stopped being there, I think.
Oh no, he can't build roaches. HayprO at the moment has the larger army. Zenio has to rebuild his Roach Horn. Unfortunately, roaches cannot shoot the mineral line from that high ground.
He almost lost an infested to a Spinecrawler on the high ground.
That would have been a major bummer.
That freaked me out. Sorry, man.
Another engagement here. A couple roaches being lost a little bit carelessly. Zenio once more.
This is really a fight. Oh, Fungal would have trapped all those roaches. I'm not sure why HayprO really wants to fight.
Oh, yeah, dropping some infested terrans. HayprO is all about this counterattacking style. And
he still has these 2 roaches here as well. He never used those.
They could pop up and get a couple of drone kills for sure. Once more,
HayprO.
Infestor. Oh, does he get the infestor? Not before the fungal goes down. Could probably poke up into the natural, and well, there's nothing really up there.
Oh, nice fungal right there, but all those infestors are so exposed right now. HayprO picks off 1. For a sec, I thought he could have picked off 2.
Now he's going to push up into the 3rd base of Zenio once again. This game could still go either way. How is HayprO turning this around? 25 roaches to 21. There's still a single Hydralisk out for Zenio somewhere.
He does have 2-2 upgrades, while Zenio has 2-1. Zenio still has that army supply advantage. He has his Spore Crawler here as well, so Burrow is not that effective. And where is the Overseer for HayprO?
HayprO's going to win that fight on the high ground, but his roach number is really dwindling. Zenio's managed to send out some burrowed roaches to the building 4th base, or the now built 4th base of HayprO, so that's probably not going to stay alive much longer. Zenio now back up ahead in supply, and HayprO once more forced to back off. If he loses this expansion, which it looks like he's going to, then I don't know if he can. I don't know what he can do.
I don't know either. Zenio finally spent all that money that he had. That's the reason why it was looking so close for a while. Of course, Zenio lost his roach one, so he was not able to produce roaches. But as soon as his roach one was up, those reinforcements straight in, and HayprO is just going to try to get a big fight in the middle. Ooh, if Fungo would have landed.
Infestor might have scared him there. He did back up. No energy on those infestors, though. Again, HayprO is going to push forward. This is probably going to be our last fight, as HayprO does not have bases and Zenio does. Supply-wise, Zenio takes a final commanding lead. HayprO GG's as Zenio cleans up the last of these roaches. What a game.
Sick game.
That was.
Really, really nice ZVZ between these two guys. I don't really know what that went back and forth so many times.
That was
it
exciting.
Looked really good for HayprO for a while. Maybe we don't really have to go to camera 3. Let's go back to camera 1 because I want to talk with Ben. Because this is ZVZ, so I'm not making points. Ben is dropping them knowledge bombs. But I felt maybe he overdid it a little bit with the counterattacks.
Yeah, I've definitely played around with that style myself. I'm a player that likes to counter. But when you play that counterattacking style, you inevitably put yourself in this situation where, okay, I've killed drones, I've killed hatcheries, I've killed tech, but I've lost my army and he's maintained his. And that's when things get really tricky. HayprO did the right thing by building a lot of spine crawlers, making his defense possible. Without those spines, he loses much faster than he did. But what Zenio was able to do that HayprO was not able to do was secure expansions. He took the middle, he took the top left. HayprO tried so hard to take that middle, but because he threw away so many units through all those counterattacks, he just never had the fighting force to really maintain that center position.
I couldn't agree more. I think you're spot on, Ben. Spot on.
Nice. Smart. All right, guys, that game brought to you by iBuyPower PCs, powering the North American Star League. We are going to take a short commercial break, and then the final match in this best of 5 that's proven to be pretty darn epic.
Best of 3.
Best of 3. That's proving to be pretty darn epic. All right, go away for a second, get a drink, get some potato chips, maybe some fruit if you're trying to be healthy.
Oh man, you're making me hungry. I would love some potato chips.
And then we'll be back very soon.